Oh, have we thought of a name for the show? I haven't thought of a name for the show.
Which episode is it?
This is episode 18, would you believe it?
18.
Awesome.
Right, I'm just going to go on to IMDb, top
18.
250.
Yeah, top 250, definitely.
What's movie 18 on top 50?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Forrest Gump, so no. Hello and welcome back to NerdVsWorld, episode 18. It's a Wonderful Nerd. I'm Brendan.
I'm Spindles.
And I'm Ady.
How are we doing this week, folks?
Awesome, thank you.
Yes, it's been a good few weeks.
It has, hasn't it?
It has.
Are we all over the excitement of seeing Neil Gaiman and Philip Pullman in the same building?
It was truly epic.
Fantastic. Absolutely loved that. Yeah. And really inspired me to go buy more books.
What was the... Did you give him a T-shirt?
Yes, I did. I gave him a T-shirt.
All right, okay.
I gave Neil Gaiman a T-shirt, yes.
What did it say?
The T-shirt that I gave him is one I had for ages that I haven't worn because of the job I do. And it says on there, by reading this, I have brief control of your mind.
That's fair enough.
Cool. Okay.
Apt as well, I think.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get
indeed.
control over most of us.
Neil Gaiman's very words.
Yeah.
He thought it was fantastic and very apt.
Sweet.
And the fact that he was running very low on T-shirts was more appreciated.
I suppose, yeah.
He did actually say, he's like, that's great because I'm running out. I'm down to my last 2 T-shirts. I need another one.
I now have a signed Sandman #1, which makes me very, 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 very happy.
That's pretty sweet.
My Preludes and Nocturnes has been signed also.
Yeah.
Megan got her Wolves in the Walls done as well.
All I got out was being taunted by Emma on Twitter that it's Megan 3, Brendan 0 when it comes to meeting Neil
In
Gaiman.
terms of signings,
Yeah.
Well, you have a book signed, but you didn't meet
Yeah,
it.
no, it's fine. It's just like sometimes social anxiety just gets too much, you know. It's just like you don't want to wait in a queue, so you just want to just get out as soon as possible.
Well, they were really quick because they were really on the ball for sorting out kind of kids and disabled and pregnant people and stuff this time. They basically just gathered all of us in the bar, and then Neil Gaiman and Philip Pullman just came down and signed it.
Oh,
So
wicked.
yeah.
And so they signed that in the lobby, and I had a chat with him. Yeah, it was awesome, very cool. He said I have an awesome name, which is really cool.
Which is
because
true.
it's the Spindles. It was like, that's
Yes.
really cool.
I saw the photo on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
And he wrote something very similar in my Preludes and Nocturnes.
Yeah, he has a tendency of writing certain things on certain books. So he writes Sweet Dreams on a lot of the Sandman books.
Yeah, he just wrote Dream.
Yeah.
On mine. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. It's very cool. And sometimes he draws the Sandman in it. That's my...
depending.
I can't remember which one it is. It's not Endless Night. Or is it Endless Night? It might be Endless Night. It's the one that he's done like
a self-portrait.
Just an outline of Sandman in silver pen. And it's just the most awesome thing
That's
ever.
pretty sweet. Did you get a copy of Fortunately the Milk?
Not yet. It's
I
not
want
out.
to.
It's
It's
not
not
out
out yet
until
until-
September 15th, I think it
I
is.
thought it was October.
No, it's September
15th. Okay,
15th,
cool.
I think.
Yes, I do want...
I have to
definitely
find out what happens next.
You've got
Yes.
to find out what happens to the...
The Stegosaurus in the hot air
Stegosaurus in the hot air balloon.
Yes.
That was
brilliant.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think we're possibly going. He's doing a reading of the whole thing down in London, so we might try and go down for that and have a reading of
Is
the
that
whole.
book.
Is that an earlier one?
No, I think it's as part
An
of the
evening.
release program.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he's back in the US now, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but then he's back over again. He's bouncing all over the place at the moment. By the sound of it, I say he is like busiest man ever. TM.
Yeah.
So when is this?
I can't remember. I'll have to root out the dates. I'll root out the dates and put it in the podcast notes because I think, and there's a couple of people coming along, and I think that they might be helping out with the read through. So it's kind of more like a live audio play thing.
Oh, that'd be
as far as I'm
amazing.
aware.
I have to get to
Cool.
that.
Yeah.
So
I have to get to that.
I will
That
look up the
sounds
details
fantastic.
of that and we'll post that in the show notes. But that could be great because that was brilliant. The introduction to that book.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
It was genius. Despite the fact it's a kids' book, all the adults are in there. Like, no, we have to find out what's going on.
It
We
was,
need
yeah.
to know.
It was great.
I love that it was written as a thing to make Dad sound better after the day I swapped my dad for 2 goldfish.
Yeah.
That's genius. So yeah, it was an excellent night.
It was.
I really thoroughly enjoyed it. We're out there a lot quicker than I thought. I think it was really well organised, this one, in comparison to the Bath event, which had just spiralled out of all proportion.
Yeah. Well, the Bath had been massively oversubscribed.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there was just it was a much smaller venue and it was sold out, and that was great. That was the right number of people, and they knew how to organise it.
Yeah, even the dude from Waterstones who was comparing the evening, he had a sense of humour as well.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
Yeah, there was the way they did it as well, with like the people that were in the front sort of 4-5 rows, because they had better view and better.
For the event, they got their signing last.
Yes.
Yeah. That worked
and
really
it worked. It did work very well.
What time were you guys out?
We were out by 10:30.
Wow. So not long, because I think we were out by 9:30. I think.
Yeah. So it was but we were sat for a good half hour, 45 minutes of that in the auditorium anyway. But the people they were coming around with like boxes of chocolates. Waterstones went out and bought loads of chocolates for the auditorium. They were passing around like chocolates and coming around with jugs of water because it was really hot in the auditorium.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I did. That was really appreciated.
Yeah.
So kudos to the venue and the publishers.
Sweet. So yes, I think all in all another
successful
Neil Gaiman event. It was really
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
It's nice to hear his take on the new Doctor as well.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah,
which is cool. Unsurprising given their history.
But. Indeed. I think one of the questions I was just sat there because one of the guys came and said, you have something to do with Princess Mononoke. I was like, of course he did. He wrote the bloody English translation, and then that was awesome.
Yeah.
No, he wrote the song.
No, he gets credited for the song. Everyone's like, big letters.
No, I wrote all of it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So I went straight from that to watch Elysium.
Any good?
Yes. Is the short answer.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It's not as good as District 9.
All right, okay.
If I was to give it a mark out of 10, I think I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
What Neil Blomkamp does very well is world build and character build. And I'd be hard-pressed to really call it a science fiction film. It's a science fiction setting, but it's much more of a study.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a drama, but the setting is science fiction. And it's got a simple but effective story, and it's well acted. And the guy who played the lead in District 9 is back in it as Kruger, who's a villain, and he will be the villain of the year. And that's in the year that's in Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan. This guy is just creepy evil as a villain.
Awesome.
Forget the guy's name. The actor's name.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is, but I know you mean the lead guy from District 9, yeah.
But yeah, he plays such a marvellous villain, and so does Jodie Foster.
Yeah, really?
Jodie Foster is the head of the DoD of Elysium. Very, very cold. But no, it's a good film.
Awesome.
I would go and see it again. But I would probably go and see Kick-Ass 2 again of the two films.
Right,
because Kick-Ass 2 was
I've not seen that yet. No.
awesome. I really, really enjoyed that.
I love the first one.
It looked pretty cool. Yeah. I was a bit sceptical. I haven't seen it, so I'll hold back on to seeing it and giving a proper response to it. But the Jim Carrey
the Jim Carrey
little bit
debacle.
Yeah, with Kick-Ass 2, I was a little bit.
Well, his problem was in promoting it because he's anti-gun, so he didn't want to promote the film after the event. So that's why he wasn't on the Kick-Ass 2 panel at Comic-Con. You know, he had nothing to do with terror stuff.
Is your problem with Jim Carrey being in it, or your problem about the kind of negativity around the press?
A little bit of both.
All right, okay.
A little bit of both, to be fair, yeah. And like Brendan was saying, that with the whole being in it, being a gun-toting kind of...
Well, the thing is, it was a retrospective thing. He said that he didn't want to promote it in light of the shootings that had happened since he filmed it,
which is kind of fair. I can understand.
So it wasn't that he went into the movie being completely anti-violence or whatever. It was just his point of view was he can't really support the level of violence in it
because of things
what
that have
happened.
happened.
But then again, that's the one thing is that then implies that the link is between
Indeed.
violence in movies and people going and shooting people.
Oh, that
which there
specific
isn't.
movie. Yeah, indeed. That's what I was like. But that doesn't make sense. That you're making a movie with that kind of thing.
It's always annoyed me.
It's bringing in too much to himself being in the movie about violence, about it not being. So it kind of negates himself by doing it.
Yeah.
But he is brilliant in the role.
Okay.
He's great in the film.
Okay. Because of just because of his film history and what he is as a person, how his personality comes into films and things like that, I was concerned that perhaps that might take over in this, because Kick-Ass wasn't meant to be in that ilk as he would normally be cast under.
I think he plays it pretty straight.
Which is cool.
He plays it pretty straight as Colonel
Because
Stars and Stripes.
I know he's fully capable.
Oh god, yeah!
Doing
if you've seen
kind of
Truman Show or
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
or Man on the Moon, you know he's capable of playing it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I know he's capable.
Some of my favourite,
but I was hoping
he's done have been him. But
my hopes were more. I really hope that he did it that way, because it would really ruin the whole thing for me if he played it kind of Ace Ventura style
as Adam Sandler. I can't stand a lot of his comedies, but sometimes when he plays a straight role, he's amazing.
Yes.
Have you seen Reign Over Me?
No.
I haven't, no.
He plays a guy whose family were killed in 9/11 and he suffers PTSD and stuff, and it's an awesomely powerful movie.
It's not something I'd expect him to take on.
It's really good, and it has like one of the best cover versions of that song I've ever heard. Pearl Jam doing a cover of Reign Over Me.
Wow.
And it's stunningly good.
That sounds like something worth going
to
watch.
Do watch it if you get the chance. Watch it. It's an excellent film. Reign Over Me, brilliant. So do.
That was a good. Definitely have to check that one out.
Yeah.
I reckon. But yeah, no, don't worry about him in Kick-Ass 2. I mean, Kick-Ass 2 is one of those films that if you like the first one, you'll like the second one. It's more of the same.
Just a little bit older.
Yeah, and there's probably one or two more shocks in this.
Because there was a load of stuff cut out of it from the comic book, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think the adaptation has been very loose. Yeah. The only thing that's disappointing about Kick-Ass 2 is there's no Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
There can't be.
Well, there could be, because the Hit Girl comic has Big Daddy flashback.
Yeah.
She flashes back to her training, so he could be in it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing the first film has over the second, in my opinion. And I think the music is slightly better in the first, although there's a song called Pussy Drop, which is exactly what you think it is. During one of the scenes, one of the guys I work with here mixed the original version of before it got sent off production.
Cool.
So yeah, that was pretty cool seeing it in the film. I couldn't picture it where it was until he reminded me that he'd done it, and I thought back over it, and there's only one scene it can be in, and that's in the cheerleading dance-off scene.
Okay.
But there's some really good moments in this film. So yeah, of the two films I saw this week, that's one I'd go and watch again. Elysium I would definitely go and buy on Blu-ray, and I think it's definitely a Blu-ray experience sort of film, because he does science fiction and effects so very well. I mean, everything looks real, and the way that he's approached the world is that you can believe it. You know, you can believe the world is what it is, and that everything exists, and everything seems to have a purpose, and you're just drawn into the character. Yeah. It's like in that essay that we've put up before about visions of the future, and how there was a point at the start of the golden age of science fiction where perception of the future was vastly different to the reality in which it was written, and that made it believable because you could be fantastical in your evolution of science fiction.
Yeah, you suspend disbelief in absolutely everything. It's like it's this amazing new world with loads of stuff we've never heard of.
Yeah, but with this, it's like that gap
it's
between
the shorter progression of technology. Yeah. That's why I love films like that. Like Strange Days is an awesome film, and that was at the time that was only set a couple of years in the future, where they were going on about SimStim and recording and playback and stuff. And that's
But this is set 2154, but you can believe that it's not that far away.
Yeah.
And it's just the disregard for human life on Earth. Even by those people who are still on Earth fighting to get out and try and find a way to get to Elysium, whether it's being smuggled up there or getting the money or just sneaking in somehow. Even then, just the rivalries between people and fucking people over. And then Elysium just being this Valhalla, this perfect place.
Sounds a bit like kind of crossing some stuff with Gattaca.
Yeah, in a way.
Echoes of Gattaca in that.
It certainly has that feel to it, doesn't it?
He keeps his sci-fi realer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the CG on the robots and the mechs and the suits and stuff, it's just absolutely seamless. And I think I said before that I'd like him to have done Star Wars.
Yes.
After seeing this, I'm kind of glad he isn't, because
it would make Star Wars a bit too realistic.
Well, he might. I'm not got an issue with Star Wars being gritty. I like gritty. That's why I prefer Star Wars to Star Trek, because I prefer dystopia to utopia.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that world's already been built.
It has.
The Star Wars universe has already been built.
Yeah.
It's already very well lived in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't need a reboot.
It doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
And
from what you're saying, is if he'd done it in the first place and created the universe, then it would have been that immersive experience. But you can't give someone like that you wouldn't be able to reshape the entire universe.
Yeah, and I'd also want to keep him free. I wouldn't want to time him for 3 films for Star Wars and lose all the other wonderful science fiction
stuff that he could
be doing with for us. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very good film. It's a film that you kind of endure in a way as well. If you expect it to be a big sci-fi blasting epic thing, it's not. There's some really good fight sequences in it. They do use shaky cam a bit too much, which is getting a bit annoying for me. I don't mind it sometimes, but in the fight scene, it just doesn't work. And that's my one gripe with Elysium. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. If you like District 9, you'll like this. It's got it's allegorical, and it's this more of a class war than an apartheid issue that District 9 was. But it's good. It's an intelligent science fiction, which, with a really simple story, it's well acted. Matt Damon is the fucking bomb in this. Really, really good. So yeah, that's my pick.
Awesome.
Well, so that was an epic day. Neil Gaiman, Philip Pullman, and then Elysium.
I went to see something very different. I went to see Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters.
That was
awesome. Not straight afterwards, no. We went to see it over the weekend. But yeah, that was brilliant. Really. I'd completely forgotten that Nathan Fillion's in it.
Yeah, because he's Hermes, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so the thing with it is, it's Nathan Fillion playing Hermes. You know how Nathan Fillion is. He's always Nathan Fillion being someone else, and he is very much in it. It's Nathan Fillion being Hermes. It's like there's a
from these shorts I've seen it.
There's some like wonderful little asides of the best shows on TV always get cancelled and stuff. It's brilliant, really funny. So yeah, that was great to see him in that. Yeah. But it was a good film because I loved the first one. I thought the first one was a great movie, and we watched that again kind of the day before we went to see the second one. And,
I haven't seen them. I should.
They're great. They're excellent kind of fun films.
So I keep adding things to my list of things to see. I was going to watch Breaking Bad. I really was. I swear I was going to get into it. But I got an email from Netflix saying, "Dear Brendan, we've added a show we think you might like." And it was always a challenge. So I was like, let's see how well you know me, Netflix. I opened the email and it said, "We've added Fringe to Netflix." So I tweeted them saying, "Well played, Netflix." So I've just finished season 2 on the rewatch. And just like things that I missed the first time round, they give you wider hints to where it ends up. It's just brilliant. It's like, obviously, Peter Bishop is from the other universe. Yeah. There's the scene in the one with the child, the empathic child, where he's showing him G.I. Joes. Yeah. He shows him Roadblock, and he says, "Funny, I remember scabbing on the other side." And I'd never twigged that before, because obviously everything was flipped from the other universe. Yeah. And also, in the episode in season 2 where the building is brought across the first time, where we first see the other universe, the title, because it was the location, they spelt Manhattan wrong. I was like, "That's not how you spell Manhattan. I'm sure it isn't." They spelled it wrong.
Well, they did the locale bit.
Yeah, where you have the chunky letters.
Yeah, it said Manhattan, but it had one T. I was just like, that's not right. And obviously, because it's not actually our universe. I was like, that's very clever. But yeah, so Netflix, I would have watched Breaking Bad if it hadn't been for that email.
That's fine.
So,
Well, they're
got-
tying you in for longer,
I got
sir.
fringe.
I don't get emails from Netflix.
I
do.
I got one saying about the watch list feature that they're adding. So they're having a kind of save for later thing.
Yeah,
but I'd
and
already
user
noticed
accounts
that
as
one
well.
anyway.
Well, the user profiles I've
Yeah.
already done, so now I've got Megan on her own profile, so I'm not getting like My Little Pony suggested to me quite so much.
Are you missing it?
I am, yeah. I have to just occasionally watch one just so it throws something.
Well, at least you
Totally
don't get
inappropriate
bloody
for
tying them into your hair at bloody 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, as we said, that's the price you pay for sleeping in my living room. My Little Pony
I didn't
tied
have a
into
choice
hair.
at the time. I was homeless. Besides, Megan wouldn't let me leave the door.
No, indeed. Yeah. So yes, that's what I watched recently. That was
Nice.
good. I did end up watching the latest Batman again, Dark Knight Rises,
Okay.
because that's on Sky now on the on demand. So I watched that the other day, and yeah, I still don't like Bane's voice.
That's actually...
And I don't like Christian Bale's voice either.
Yeah. There we go.
There's just something about the voices in that film that just annoy me.
Well, did you have a envisioned voice for Bane
No,
then?
no, not at all. No, I just found his voice irritating.
Okay.
So what's Ben Affleck's voice going to be like, do you reckon?
Well, indeed, yeah. The
you did leave
Batfleck
that in.
debacle.
Yeah.
Because that's raised many people's ire this week, hasn't it?
Oh, I think he's going to be awesome.
I'll admit, I woke up that morning and I had various posts in my newsfeed saying, fucking hell, Ben Affleck is Batman. And I didn't know how to process that, so I put up a status.
Yeah,
And then I went back and I sort of like thought about it some more, and I went on to Twitter because I wanted to see what the movie Bob thought of it. And I read through his post and I was just like, some very good points. And I thought about it more, and like I'm completely on board
What
with
were
it.
the points that the movie Bob made?
Well, his big thing was Boston represent. So
Fair enough.
he wants to. he hopes that Ben Affleck will bring shooting to Boston, which is a city crying out to be Gotham City.
Fair enough.
And he also said, judge him by his best, not by his worst. And he said that everyone says, remember Daredevil, as if that should be hung around Ben Affleck's neck. Let's not forget that Chris Evans was shit in the Fantastic Four,
Absolutely.
but was awesome as Captain America.
Yeah. And I actually would take umbrage with that. I thought Daredevil was fucking awesome. I love that film. I think it's brilliant.
I'm not a fan.
To all the naysayers, well, because I've got both versions. I've got the director's cut version as well, which has like a whole extra subplot that wasn't in the theatrical cut. There's like 20 minutes worth of footage.
It makes things very different.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
okay,
is,
so it's like...
all the Matt Murdock side
yeah.
of him doing a case, and it's that's the subplot.
Oh, so the David Fincher Daredevil then.
Yes,
Yeah.
they took a whole
Alien
subplot
3 with
out
all
of
the
it.
David Fincher stuff in is much better than the theatrical cut. So, okay. Well, I'd give that a shot then. I'd watch
I
it with
really
the
like
extended
it.
Rewatch it with the extended
The
bits.
extended version.
And I think he turns in an excellent performance in that as Matt Murdock and Daredevil. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah. I'll give it a rewatch. It
So
has been a very, very
come
long
on to
time
mine,
since
I've
I've
got it
seen
on
it.
DVD. I've got the director's cut, so you can watch that. And it's
But I do remember...
a lot better. 'Cause it's Mos Def, I think it is, who's the character who was just completely cut out of the theatrical cut.
I'm trying to remember.
I think
It's
was
been
Mos
quite a
Def.
while since I've watched
Yeah.
it, but I have watched the extended.
Yeah.
I think it was around at yours.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
watched
yeah.
the
I
extended
just
one.
remember not being very impressed at all with a lot of it.
To be fair, I think that was going back to the date when it was about 6 months after we played the soundtrack for it.
Yeah, because we did the playback night for
Yeah.
the Daredevil
Yes.
before the movie came out.
Indeed.
Which is also why it has another special place in my heart, because Evanescence,
Yes.
that's where Evanescence came from.
Yeah.
Because they had their 2 tracks in that.
Yeah.
And that was number 1 when Megan was born.
Bring Me to Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good tune.
Indeed.
Very good tune, actually.
But done, so that was the way they did that was for the film, so that they had the thing to intercut between him and Elektra, because the guy singing isn't in Evanescence.
No.
It's 12 Stone, singer from 12 Stone, who were also on the soundtrack. It's like random music trivia.
No, that's cool. But yeah, so Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I think he's going to be awesome.
I'm I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah.
No, the more I think about it, the more I'm okay.
I'm holding reservation on it.
I don't think it'll be him that fucked the film up.
No.
You know, that's the thing.
No, I'm not saying that at all. It's just as to what point they are putting him in as Batman, as to how well it could be portrayed.
Yeah, it depends if they're doing the Dark Knight. Is it Dark Knight Rises?
Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
If he's the older kind of broken Batman, or whether they're just going to do something new.
See, if they're doing
Exactly.
that, there's two other people I would have picked before him.
Yeah.
You know, I would have gone with your suggestion of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Or Peter Weller.
Yeah, Peter Weller would be very good as well.
Peter Weller would be a great Batman for that era Batman.
Yes.
But the only thing we have to suggest that they're doing the Dark Knight Returns is that line that we read at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
That's it. They've already done the animated version
they did
of it.
the animated
in
movie
which
not that long ago.
Peter Weller was Batman in the
I was
animated
going to
version.
say, didn't
Yeah,
Peter Weller
he voiced
actually
it.
do the voice for the animated?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
But
so I was having that in my head, going, Peter Weller did
from the sounds of it, Affleck he signed up for a multi-film deal to
Yeah.
play Batman, so he is going to be the next Batman. And it sounds like there's a possibility that he's going to end up directing one of the Batman films as well, which would be awesome. Because the stuff that Ben Affleck's directed is brilliant. I loved The Town. I thought that was an excellent film.
That was the other thing Movie Bob said. Movie Bob said, watch The Town.
Yeah.
Don't be worried about Ben Affleck playing Batman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah.
But he never has to work again after this, and he's financed the rest of the films that he wants to direct off the back of this deal.
Fair enough.
It would kind of, to me, suggest that the sensible way of approaching it is have him play Batman in the Superman sequel, because it's not a Batman film, it's a Superman sequel.
It is.
Yeah.
And then have him in Justice League, and then, from that point, reboot the Batman franchise by then going back and revisiting him doing an origin story before Justice League, before Superman. That can be the sensible approach.
Or not necessarily maybe just before, or just to the side.
Thing is, I think it's too soon to have a standalone Batman film.
I think it is, yeah.
Yes.
So I think get
But that's
Justice
what I'm
League out of the
saying,
way.
after
then
Justice League,
yeah.
instead of going back to an origin style.
Because this will be like 2015,
Yeah.
for the Superman Batman,
Yeah.
and then so you're looking at potentially 2017
17 for Justice League, yeah.
and then it'll be 2019 onwards for a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because then that'll put a good 8 years or so.
And that's why I say I don't think that it should go back to like doing an origins style. It should be just before or in sync with.
It was, yeah.
So you got Justice League, and then you have a Batman movie that is in that same time period.
I'll just do
I
more of the
think it would
crossovers. Do the Batman versus Dredd, and get Carl Urban back in and do
Yeah, that'd be
Batman versus Dredd.
He'd be a good Batman, to be
That
fair.
would. Yeah. Or Batman and Judge Dredd versus Judge Death.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be
awesome.
that would be fucking awesome.
But I think
And have Nicolas Cage
in
playing
terms
Judge
of
Death.
reactions, I posted the reaction, the thing that Patton Oswalt posted, and I think that was the most kind of measured take I'd seen on it.
I thought Kevin Smith's take was brilliant.
Well, Kevin Smith's take was brilliant. Yeah, I've seen the new
Unfortunately,
Batman naked.
Indeed.
I wonder if he'll get Kevin Smith in to do some writing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really would hope so.
Or
even cameos. Or
yeah, I was going to say, or at least one or two cameos.
because he cameoed in Daredevil.
He did.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be asking.
Oh, I would hope so.
Yeah. I would like to see that.
That gave me some hope as well, because if anyone loves
In-
Batman,
Well,
it's
indeed,
Kevin
if anyone
Smith
loves Batman as much as... Because apparently Kevin Smith said that Ben
In his
Affleck
Mallrats
made...
Batman outfit.
He made a replica entrance to the Batcave in his house. This Ben Affleck made an entrance to the Batcave.
Sweet.
So it was like the bookcase slid apart, but instead of actually going to the Batcave, it was a panic room. But it was modelled after the
That's
entrance to the Batcave.
brilliant.
Which is genius. So the guy loves Batman.
Yeah.
So I'd say, I think the reason it says a bit... Sorry, it was me bashing the table. That the reason he did Daredevil was because he thought it was going to be unlikely that Batman would be rebooted anytime soon.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's now been rebooted again.
Yeah, indeed. It's been rebooted twice since he said that.
Well, maybe he needs to buy some trainers this time.
Trainers?
I don't know.
It's okay. That was too oblique. Sorry.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
That's cool.
It's been a long day, hasn't it, Ady?
It has, yeah, it has.
So yeah, I'm. In summary, bring it on.
Yep.
I think it'll be excellent. To be fair, the addition of Ben Affleck into that movie cannot make it any worse than Man of Steel.
No, true.
Fair enough.
And it won't be him that causes it to go tits up if it does. It would be
cool
Warner's.
to see the Rottweilers coming into it at some point. The animated version, the broken Bruce Wayne. Has 2 really cool Rottweilers.
Yeah.
That do a lot of stuff for him.
We'll have to see. So it depends what era they go for, because I really don't think they'll go that far down the kind of broken Batman route.
No.
I think it'll be a bit more a kind of standoff between the two of them.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So do you think they're going to bring in?
I think they'll probably do a new storyline, and I think that they should do a new storyline because I think they need something a bit more human to bring that Man of Steel thing down to earth again. Because, as we said, well, as I said when we were talking about it, I think the major problem with it was that there was no human storyline in Man of Steel. It was aliens fighting aliens and humans being stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
They need a human story, and Batman is a very good character to bring it down to earth and make them deal with human issues again.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Grant Morrison was talking about it on the Smodcast with Kevin Smith as well.
Yeah, on Fat Man on Batman.
Yeah, and that was really interesting. Because it could go the Arkham Asylum route that he wrote,
Then I worry about recasting the Joker again.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. There's been hints of that. Of is he going to be like post Arkham Asylum set?
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. So we've got 2 years to wait, guys. Yeah. It's the same thing with all the Star Wars stuff. Is we could sit and chew the fat over it for hours, but I guess until we'll just have to wait and see what comes out.
Well, as far as Star Wars goes, the only confirmed thing we've had this week is that it will start shooting next January, and it's penciled in for a December 2015 release.
Yep.
So it looks like they're going to go for the Christmas market,
which is breaking the Star Wars tradition of the May release.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an event movie, so it either has to be a summer event or a Christmas movie.
May 2015 is Avengers 2.
Yeah.
So that it's not that I don't think it'll beat Avengers 2. It's just that Disney aren't going to have 2 films competing with each other.
Yeah, because that would
space it out, make more
Disney's
money.
promotional budget out the window for the whole year then. But no, I mean, I think it works because Star Wars has the resonance as a Christmas movie. We all grew up watching at least one Star Wars
Easter
film a year at Christmas.
Easter and Christmas.
It was on TV on Christmas.
Yeah.
One of them, if not all of them. So it has that resonance with Christmas, certainly for me. But that's a good time to go and see Star Wars. I think that was around the time I went to watch all 3 of them when I went to the cinema to see them.
It was most often they would do Empire Strikes Back around Easter and then Jedi at Christmas, which always kind of... Why didn't they just do Empire Strikes Back at Christmas?
Because it's a bit darker.
No, Empire Strikes Back
it doesn't have the happy ending, dude.
It starts off on a horse, and then
Did you see Joss Whedon talking about Empire Strikes Back the other day?
No, I missed that.
He was basically saying he doesn't like it. It's his least favourite because it doesn't finish off. It's not a complete entity as a film. And if he was making a film, he would never leave it unfinished in the way that Empire did.
Something dark side.
Yeah.
Something
curious.
Yeah, indeed. So that was kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. I missed that. Did he tweet that then?
It was in an article I was reading. So yeah.
Well, hopefully that means Avengers 2 will be a complete film in its own right then.
Well, Avengers wasn't incomplete.
No, but the rest of his series, so,
right, okay.
Don't want his second film to be incomplete like Empire was.
No, indeed. No. We wouldn't want that.
No. Back on Batman, did you hear what Kevin Smith said about the Killing Joke? Not Kevin Smith, Grant Morrison said about the Killing Joke.
No.
He was explaining the ending of the Killing Joke, and it made me think about it in a whole new way, and it blew Kevin Smith's mind as well.
All right.
Because it reopened the question of, does Batman ever kill? Because he was saying when Miller wrote it, he left it intentionally sort of vague, because at the end you've got Batman and the Joker at the fair, and Batman's got him by the neck, and you just see the laughing, and then you just suddenly face the silence, and the floor has like blood in the artwork.
Yeah.
And what Grant Morrison was saying was that Miller said that was the final joke. What he was saying to Batman at that moment pushed Batman over the edge to actually kill the Joker, and which is why the book was called The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
It broke Batman's spirit, but he left it vague so that people could still believe that Batman never killed. And I'd never read. I actually got the book. I went back through the book and read to the end. I was like, "Fuck no, yeah."
Yeah.
It's so vague, but yeah. So it's just like you don't know whether Batman actually kills him in that moment or not. But that there's meant to be some insinuation there that he does.
Yeah.
Which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
But of course, Grant Morrison on the Kevin Smith podcast says it's so much better than I did just then. But you know, yeah.
I'm sure we can cross-link to that so people can listen to it for themselves.
Absolutely.
It's always worth listening to Fatman on Batman.
Oh,
it's
God,
a great show. I was listening to Nerdist today. I went back and looked. I was like, fucking hell, I missed loads. And there's some really good. I was listening to the Misha Collins one today, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. It's really funny. Talking about when he did the Castiel voice, and he was only expected to be in it for a couple of episodes, and then it's like 6 years later, and he's still having to do the Castiel voice.
Did you see that he gave his number out on Twitter?
No.
As part of the greatest internet scavenger hunt in the world ever.
That was what he was talking about on the podcast, yeah.
He gave out his number, and people were texting him and phoning him as part of the clue hunt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because from the sounds of it, it was Chris Hardwick's girlfriend who won.
Chloe Dykstra?
Yeah.
Really? She won it?
Yeah.
Fucking epic.
The scavenger hunt, yeah.
She had some pretty good help, though.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Well, apparently Chris Hardwick wasn't on the team, so he wasn't playing. He was just there because he wanted to go to Edinburgh, go to Scotland and stay in a castle.
But she's pretty connected in the cosplay community as well.
Yeah.
So, fair play. I know some guys over here were doing it because the Galactic Knights were getting messages asking if they could do photo shoots for one of the scavenger hunt options. Next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah, look into it. But yeah, so there's loads that I haven't listened to. There's like Charlie Hunnam on there and people like that. So yeah, to catch up with me Nerdist.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it for a while.
Good podcast.
It is, definitely. Yeah, really enjoy it. Sorry. Anyways, yes. So on from Batman and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of comics, there's a big thing going on because it's 2 years now since the New 52 started with DC. So there's a massive bumper event going on in September.
Villains Month.
Which
Which is having some issues in terms of fulfillment.
Yeah. Because I've ordered all the 3D variant covers to come, and I've also added a few extras because there's some that I don't collect that I want to get the 4 extra issues that they're doing because I'll get all 4 of the Justice League ones. Yeah. There isn't one for Supergirl. I'll be getting the Superman ones. I think there's Justice League Dark ones as well. But then I've added on Detective Comics. Because Detective Comics has a Scarecrow one, a Harley Quinn one, a couple of others, so I've added that on as well. So I'll be getting like 30 books coming in the post in September. Massive.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're having problems meeting their fulfillment orders though. So I know some comic shops have had to sort of take the names of people who've ordered them and then they've got to go into a lottery.
Yeah.
To find out who actually gets the variant cover. One thing I found out recently, which I meant to talk about on the show with Damien Gerard, actually, but we talked about it in the break, but not actually on the show. Comixology have this thing now where they can load a widget onto a brick and mortar store's website, and if you go to the website and you buy a comic through the widget, they will give a percentage of the cover price to the brick and mortar store. So cool. It's digital comics supporting
brick and mortar.
Brick and mortar, which is really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I think that's a really interesting thing, and I'd love to see how it could be adapted for film and music. I'd love to see iTunes supporting indie brick and mortar record stores by giving them a cut of any. Well, it's like an affiliate program.
Yeah.
In respect, isn't it?
But that won't happen because Apple are money grabbing bastards.
Yeah. Don't listen to him. Stroking my Apple Mac.
Your fruit based gadget.
That's where it got too weird for you, was it? Stroking my fruits.
So yeah, big
fruit-based gadgetry.
Big comic month coming up, so massively looking forward to that.
And the other comic news is Firefly's coming back.
Indeed, yes, new Firefly comics.
Made me so happy. But yeah, coming back as a comic series in its own right.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
Have they released all the full details? Because I know they were hashtagging Where's Serenity, weren't they?
The only details I have so far is it's Dark Horse.
Yeah.
And it will follow an ongoing storyline. Much like the Buffy comics did.
Yeah.
I know what. They're into the third season of Buffy comics? Season 10 now?
Yeah, the season 10 now of the Buffy comics, yeah.
So, yeah, and this is a question that gets asked a lot at Comic Con. If you look at the panels, the Firefly panels, the last couple of years, they've been asking this question: would you consider doing it as an animated series or as a comic book series? And the answer's always been yes. So I imagine Jed Whedon would probably get involved with this too. Yeah. But I don't care who gets involved. You know, it's Firefly. It's coming back.
It's expanding the verse for you, sir.
We're still flying. I love it. So I'm so happy. So that is going to be straight onto my order list as soon as it's released. I'm not sure of any dates yet, but if you stay tuned to Twitter and the Facebook feed, when you see it overflowing with positivity and happiness and exuberance,
you may know what's happened.
Yeah, might have my books by then.
Are you going to the screening of Serenity and Dr. Horrible and stuff that's in London? We got flyers for it a while ago. The Londonian
same day as my dad's birthday, I think. So I'll be away doing something else.
Again, we're considering doing that, taking Megan down for it. So, yeah.
But there's been a lot of them coming up now. There's a lot of Serenity screenings. They're doing it for different charities. Yeah. But I know that I think there's one up in Leeds at some point. Leeds Prank hopes doing a Serenity screening. But that's just amazing. Yeah. You know, I'd love to have been in San Diego though, because the Nerd HQ guys, they had the baseball stadium. That's where they hosted it this time around. Yeah,
because I've watched most of them now.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, the Nathan Fillion ones. Yeah,
amazing.
The Nathan Fillion and
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk ones. Yeah, I watched both of those, and then also the Joss Whedon one. That was great. Yeah. I really enjoyed that one.
But they had a screening of Serenity on the field in that baseball stadium, which the cast all went to. So I'd just love to have been at that. That would have been amazing. Yeah. Fucking hell. Fucking stomach.
Eat that fucking thing.
I've just eaten like half a fucking litre of fruit as well. It's like massive tub of fruit.
It's got, you don't want fruit on pizza. Damn you.
No pizza. I had too much pizza last week. All the weight went back on last week. Well, yeah. Have you watched the Tom Hiddleston one yet?
Yes, I watched the Tom Hiddleston one, the Nerd HQ one.
Yeah.
Yes, I did watch that, and then I went back and watched the him coming into the actual Avengers panel, which was fantastic.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
Wasn't his rapture impressive and amazing?
Yeah. Yes. So yes, I've pretty much caught up on all those videos.
They were so good. I spent
an afternoon just watching those. Yeah, what else have we been watching recently? I've been rewatching Stargate Atlantis. I've only got like a season left now. I think I've watched all of that.
Yeah, I started watching that.
Because that's on UK Netflix now, so I was watching that.
It has been for quite a while.
Has it? I hadn't noticed it, I don't think.
I went back and I checked the anime section after what you said in the last show, and I was just like, fucking hell, he's right.
There's
fuck all there. It's like 10 options. I think it's literally you have a pick of 10 different things, and most of them goes to the show.
But they cross over. They actually cross over.
Yeah.
The films and the series are the same ones, so it negates down, and there's only like 4 things on there.
Yeah, it's you've got a choice of either Ghost in the Shell or Afro Samurai. That's it, pretty much.
Which both are pretty cool, but you know that's ones that everybody's going to fucking own. Who?
Yeah, but
anime anyway.
Because I didn't. I couldn't believe it when you said that last time. So when I got back, I checked Netflix. I was like, fucking hell,
It's
he's right.
shocking. It's absolutely shite.
But yeah, oh well.
Yeah,
I can't get it installed on my.
No, yeah, you won't be able to on that. You'd have to use a proxy on
Yes.
your tablet.
Yeah.
But they are adding more stuff. Because the talk about Fringe, they said 100 episodes, and I loaded it up, and it only got 4 seasons. So I tweeted them saying, hang on, well done on adding it. I mean, kudos for adding the series, it's brilliant, but where's the 5th season? When's it coming? They said, just keep tuned, stay tuned, and it'll be there. Fair enough.
Cool.
That's brilliant because I held back on it on purpose. Even though I have, I did have a massive urge to go watch it because I borrowed them off of Spindles, the first season. No, actually, 4. You give me 4 seasons, didn't you?
Of what? Sorry.
Fringe.
A Fringe, yeah. I think so.
It's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
But for people who don't know, my girlfriend Faye's been in Japan for a year now, and she came back week last Friday, and I wanted to wait for her to come back so we can watch Fringe together.
Yeah.
Because that'd be something she'd
Yeah.
enjoy, and it's something we can watch as and when we want to, dip in, dip out.
Sweet.
So, hence my happies. That and my latest purchase, which is freaking awesome.
Ah, yeah.
Is this your bike?
Yeah, that's one hell of a fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's got a bigger engine than Brendan's car.
Yeah, I drive a little green Nissan Micra, man, which is the fucking bomb, by the way.
I am now fitting the stereotype of not only looking like a biker, I'm middle-aged and I've
Got a Harley.
got a Harley. I bought myself a fucking Harley, yes. But it's awesome.
Midlife crisis, tick.
Fuck you all. At least I don't have a stupid fucking Chips helmet. An American flag strapped to the back of it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
True.
You know, remember Chips? Sorry.
Yeah.
Chips helmet with a fucking American flag on it. And no, I'm not going to be a snobby twat and only bring it out when it's sunny. I've already ridden it in the fucking rain. I bought it to ride.
Fair play.
Fair. Shall we take a break with some music?
Absolutely, before we get down to the serious business of part 2.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it this week. Yeah. We haven't said what we're doing yet, have we?
Let's leave it as a
Let's leave it
surprise.
It's a surprise, Mark. Well, it won't be a surprise because it'll be in the podcast notes. You'll have known about it all the way through. It's just we haven't told you up until this point.
True. Cool. So for today's show, we have got an Oxford band called Invisible Vegas. This is an acoustic version of a song of theirs called These Days. It was recorded live at Studio Focus Recordings in Oxford. A great little studio. Went to a barbecue there. I work with the guys who run the studio. It's a lovely place. I'll put links to the studio. If you're in a band, you should definitely get recorded there in the podcast notes. And I'll also put a link to the video that goes with this song in the podcast notes as well, because that was recorded there too. It's a wonderful tune. I think we both decided
awesome. It's very Counting Crows, and it's awesome.
So if you're a fan of your early 90s...
Loving the feels.
If you like your Counting Crows.
Yeah, American-infused
like
guitar rock. Yeah. You're going to really, really love the hell out of this track. It's brilliant. Enjoy, and we will see you on the other side.
Catch me looking at you. Tell your friends I'm a disaster. Think I got nothing to me just because I ain't got no money. That works these days. Got some tickets to the middle of nowhere. She told me that you wanted to go there. Now you're saying that you won't come with me just because I ain't got no money. That it works these days. Darling, let me tell you something. I can get your body pumping. You think I got nothing to me just because I ain't got no money. But I wanna change my ways. That's how it works these days. Catch me looking at you. Tell your friends that I'm a disaster. You think I got nothing to me just because I ain't got no money. I wanna change my ways. I wanna change my ways. Yeah, I wanna
Hello and welcome back to the second half of the show. That was the wonderful Invisible Vegas. All the links to upcoming gigs and their music will be in the show notes. Go and check them out. Support unsigned acts.
Indeed. And as usual, if you have a band yourself, send us stuff in and we'll put it on the show.
Don't just follow us, just say hello.
Hello!
Yeah, sorry. In the break, we're talking about Ady being followed by random Japanese bands and by Japanese people, like literally in the street when he was in Japan.
He's a strange beardy
On
white man.
my Twitter feed, I've got some very strange, bizarre bands just suddenly going, hello.
And lots of hentai.
No, not at all. No.
Can
They
they
do
do
some-
tentacle porn in 140 characters?
Yeah. You've probably
Yes,
could.
if it's written in kanji.
Yeah.
That was a good answer.
Right, and that, well, here we are for...
And that in no way leads into
I was
what we're
going
going
to
to
say,
talk
and that
about
brings
next.
us
Whatsoever.
Yeah, I just stopped myself halfway through because there was no easy segue from that point at all. How
From
do you go
tentacle porn
Yeah.
to...
What can you go to after tentacle porn? There's nothing other than hospital, I suppose. there's no
Or a
easy link.
psychiatrist.
Yeah, there's no easy link. So, moving swiftly on from the tentacle porn, then it's nearly September, so
Nearly
that
September.
means premiere season
New
in
shows!
the States.
Woo!
New
We have
shows.
the whole full lineup of stuff. Probably won't go through everything, but certainly our
We're going to
favourites.
cherry pick some shows to watch for sure. I think we'll put the
And by heck, there's a lot of them.
God there is, and
Oh,
we were
shaggy.
worried about genre shows disappearing.
I know, man.
What were we
Yeah.
thinking? There's so many coming out of the woodwork.
It was the desolation of winter got
They
us all
heard-
depressed. That's what it was.
They heard the nerd, that's what it was.
Heard the nerd.
The nerd.
Is that as in they heard us or they heard us? Sorry for the. That doesn't work on a
Yeah,
podcast.
no. Visual cues don't work on a radio show.
Sorry.
Was I doing visual cues? No.
No,
Oh,
but
yeah,
Spindles
I
was.
was like,
Yes. Heard as in to hear or heard as in to herd sheep.
yes.
Heard the nerd.
No, heard the nerd as into here.
That would make a good T-shirt.
It would. Heard the nerd.
I'm sure it is one already.
Really?
Yeah, well, the Nerd Herd was the guys
Well,
from
Nerd
Chuck,
Herd,
weren't
of
they?
course, yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Fair enough. But
Yeah.
anyways, yes, new shows. Awesome. Lots and lots of goodies coming up.
We'll be talking about a lot of shows in this section, but worry not. In the show notes, there will be the calendar with all the premiere dates and the full lineup. There's some interesting clashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some new days for certain shows. Supernatural's moved to a Tuesday. That's gradually got earlier and earlier in the week.
Until it's pitted out.
Yeah. Mentalist has stayed where it is, but that is definitely going to be on its last season because it's up against The Walking Dead again for this one. Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive straight in.
Let's dive straight in.
First show.
Well, I'm looking at ABC. I've got ABC scheduled up here now.
Okay,
So,
cool.
new series from ABC, which are going to... Well, there it is. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah. Well,
I wasn't going to put this on my picks because I think if you're not prepared to watch the show already, having someone put it on a list of top 5 isn't going to make it for you.
No.
This is a gimme. This is like...
This is the one that everyone
should
will be
be
watching and will be talking about this year. It's going to be epic.
So it's a freebie on anybody's list,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, because you have to watch this. Yes, we all know what this is going to be about.
Yeah, so we won't spend too much time talking about S.H.I.E.L.D. because we're talking about that later.
It's S.H.I.E.L.D.
But it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. Here's one. Mind Games,
Okay.
starring Christian Slater and Steve Zahn.
Wow.
Wow. Christian
Right.
Slater actually acted.
Yeah.
in
And what is it? It's not what I've heard of at all.
Clark and Ross are brothers and partners in a unique agency committed to solving clients' problems using the hard science of psychological manipulation. This is getting a bit mentalist psych, isn't
psych,
it?
yeah.
Well, we can go
Okay.
right
So it's just
after.
another crime
Yeah,
procedural.
another one.
Smental.
Sorry? Smental.
Mentalist.
Ah.
Smental.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to name things anymore.
Yeah.
Smental was great.
The show called Resurrection. People of Arcadia, Missouri are forever changed when their deceased loved ones suddenly start to return.
As
What was that
zombies
called?
or
What was the title again?
It's called Resurrection. It's got Omar Epps in it.
Because
Okay.
I saw something of. Maybe it was Resurrection.
Omar Epps, he
I
was
saw for.
House, wasn't he? He was in
Yeah.
House, yeah.
He was the guy who took over Dr. Cody's
Yeah.
job.
Isn't there a French thing that's similar to that?
I'm sure there was a UK thing that was similar to
Yeah,
that.
UK or French thing that's similar to that. Fairly recently.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it for ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've got lots of comedies, but nothing that really stands out. It's more...
Mad taste and interest. That's it.
Yeah, but their comedies are just going to be there to try and find something to fill the gap that How I Met Your Mother is going to make when it departs. Because this is the final season of Himium.
Yeah.
So,
They
CBS.
were talking about Big Bang Theory the other day and saying that they don't think that's going to ever stop. By the sounds of it, is what they said. Like, we've still got loads to do yet. Like, really?
Okay.
Okay, well, as long as it's not more of what you did in like season 4, because that was a bit dull.
No, it just went on and on and on.
Actually, we missed one on ABC. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
The
Yeah.
spin-off.
Spin-off from Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, which is apparently going to be just like one self-contained story. So
Okay.
it may not even have another season or whatever, but I don't know, has it actually got the same guy back playing the Hatter in it? Because he was excellent in the show, and if he's not in it, I'll be deeply upset.
Are they not doing another?
No, they're doing more
There's
Once
more
Upon a Time.
Yes, this is
Yeah,
it's a
in
spin-off.
Wonderland, so it's a spin-off.
I can't see him on the cast.
But that's just going to be.
Well, from what they've said,
Hatter's perspective.
Well, no, it's not even from. I don't even think it's from the Hatter's perspective. I think it's from Alice's perspective.
Yeah.
But from what I gather about it is that it's going to be a self-contained plot line for one that's going to last one season, as opposed to being a setup for a longer thing.
I mean, the blurb for it is: in Victorian England, the young and beautiful Alice tells a tale of a strange new land that exists inside of a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So it is.
Okay, so it's pre.
It's a
Once
prequel.
Upon a,
Yeah.
But looking forward to that nonetheless, because I
Origins of
really do.
Wonderland.
I do really do like Once Upon a Time. It's a great
Yes.
show. Did you see that? In that vein, Alexis Denisov's going into Grimm.
No, I didn't see that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be a recurring character on the next season of Grimm.
Ah, cool. That could be interesting. I like him as an actor.
Yeah,
I think he's great.
yeah. I think he's playing somebody British again. I think he's got something like 5 names. It's like somebody something the third, or so. It's a really long-winded name. I can't remember what it was.
I can't
Bob
believe.
for sure.
Yeah,
And he's married to Alison Hannigan as well.
because you see when he turned up in How I Met Your Mother, he was great in that. That's fantastic. He's the slimy newscaster.
Yeah. Moving on to CW, we have the Vampire Diaries spin-off, the originals, don't we?
You want sparkly rubbish. I don't like Vampire Diaries, so I'm unlikely to like this one.
It's not. Well, Vampire Diaries isn't too sparkly.
It's sparkly.
It's sparkly enough.
Yes. Yeah. I said it's not too sparkly.
They cast a piece of 2x4 as the main character.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with a good bit of wood.
No?
He's a plank.
Held at the Matrix for long enough.
Well, yeah.
Although I do have a lot of time for Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
A lot of time for him. But also, that CW are bringing us the remake of The Tomorrow People.
Yeah. I have to see how that one goes.
Yeah.
Because it was a kid's show originally, wasn't it?
Exactly.
And,
so they're making a adult
a
version
more
of that.
grown-up version of a kid's... It was Australian, wasn't it? Because it was
Yes, it was Australian.
Todd
Australian,
from
New Zealand.
Neighbours was in it.
Yeah.
God, I remember Todd from Neighbours. Oh, dear.
Todd?
Yeah, he was the one who got killed in a car crash and then came back as a ghost in an episode. And it was all
A few of them done that, though, didn't they? Because didn't Daphne get killed in a car crash in Neighbours as well?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think that's the standard way of writing someone out.
Yeah.
Neighbours.
Yeah.
I think that's from my first experience
Kill 'em
with
all.
death.
Kill 'em
Was
all.
Neighbours. That's quite sad.
Yeah, it is. So, Tomorrow People.
Yeah. That's one I'm going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'll reserve judgment until I've seen it. It's either going to be good or it's going to fall into the recent sparkly rubbish pile, along with Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries.
No.
Yeah, but Teen Wolf's got like another season.
I couldn't
It got
believe it
picked up
got
again.
I couldn't.
more
I
than
couldn't
one
stomach-
episode.
I couldn't stomach one episode. To
Yeah.
be fair, I was like, oh. for
I watched
fuck's
episode
sake.
1 and said, I am never having this on in my house again, ever.
Was I there at that time?
I don't remember, because
know.
I know me and Emma sat and watched it. I don't know whether you were there or not, but I was like, yeah, that is never getting any showing on TV in my house again, ever.
It was fucking awful.
It was truly, truly dire.
Not a wolf.
Oh, did you see that the lass who plays Sansa Stark actually adopted her dire wolf? So only a wolf, obviously, but
That's cool.
actually adopted a wolf, which is pretty sweet. Okay, sorry, because when you said dire wolf, I was like,
Yes,
ooh, dire wolf, Game of Thrones.
Yes, exactly. Wolf.
Sorry.
Yes, that was the kind of the.
Okay, the show called The 100 will be a mid-season drama on the CW network. This
Like
is
a low-budget version of 300.
no,
Or
it's
even lower budget version of 55,000.
Or the 4400.
Bargain basement version.
It's the Kmart of...
but no,
4400.
this is another genre show, really.
Okay, yeah.
It says 97 years ago, nuclear Armageddon decimated planet Earth, destroying civilization. The only survivors were the 400 inhabitants of 12 international space stations that were in orbit at the time. 3 generations have been born in space, the survivors, and their resources are running out on their dying arc, and they've now got to sort of like try and survive. I'm wondering if this is what pronunciation book is leading towards.
Maybe. I've been looking at it and the image is nearly finished.
Is it?
Yeah. The spectrograph
Yeah.
images are nearly done. I keep checking it every couple of days. And yeah, we've only got like 20-odd days left.
Yeah. It'll finish on the 24th.
24th of September.
Nah, that's not going to be that, 'cause that's mid-season, so
Okay.
that'll be January time, I reckon.
Everybody's still convinced that that's to do with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but...
Like the 70-some days thing.
I don't think it is.
No, I don't either.
I don't think it is.
No.
It's another show called Star-Crossed. That'll be another one on the CW.
Star-Crust.
Romeo
Star-Crossed.
and Juliet, perhaps.
No.
No?
When Emery was 6 years old, an alien spacecraft crash landed in her small town. Whether they came in peace or with more sinister intentions didn't matter. A fierce battle erupted.
And back to
Boom.
tentacle porn.
So yeah, looks like space is a flavour of the month for Hollywood. Well, for TV shows at least.
That's a lead up to Star Wars, isn't it?
I think they're trying to cash in on Defiance, which has done remarkably well for its first season.
Has it?
It's got picked up for a second run.
That's the point. I've got to catch up with that.
No, you don't.
No, don't.
No, you don't.
No.
I think that I can at least hope that if more people try these sorts of shows, that at least one of them will get it close to being good.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. Sorry, but did I just read that your man from Lost was in? No, it's not. In the 100, Henry Ian Cusick from Lost is in the 100.
Yeah.
So
Desmond.
So I'm instantly going to watch that
Cool. Yeah.
because he was great in that.
Okay, well, we'll give the 100 a try.
Was
Sounds interesting.
Exec produced by the guys who did Chuck as well. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll give that a shot.
What do Fox have to offer us in terms of new drama?
It's been interesting. So it's going to be really, really shit.
Well, they have they got the new J.J. Abrams stuff. They got Almost Human.
Almost Human, which I really do want to watch. That looks brilliant. That's Carl Urban as a kind of grizzled cop who loses a leg and gets partnered up with an android and stuff. Yeah.
So it's another cop procedural, but with a nice sci-fi twist. I am very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be excellent.
That's one we mentioned before, I think, as well.
Yeah.
They've also got the TV spin-off of Sleepy Hollow on Fox this
Which
year.
looks interesting, because that's a contemporary take on it, so they've brought it up to modern day.
Yeah.
And have the Headless Horseman, and then Ichabod Crane goes out, and he's partnered up with a cop, who's the girl in the town.
Yeah.
This time round. So again, that's kind of a cop procedural, but Sleepy Hollow, current day. So I imagine he's going to be kind of forensic scientist type.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting.
Fox do cop procedural shows quite well.
Yeah.
So I'd be quite happy with that. Of the two of them, I'm going to watch Almost Human.
Yeah.
As a definite one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give the Sleepy Hollow a try. Yeah. It sounds interesting. So, yeah, give it a shot.
You don't look sure, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to place... Cause are they actually doing it as a post thing to Sleep Hollow? Are they doing it as an independent thing? Is it meant to be like this reincarnate thing later on
I think it's
in an hour time? That's what I'm trying to process in my head.
I don't know is the answer.
You see what I mean? It's like, so... because it was already resolved with the headless thing in the film.
Yeah,
so
I mean, the main character is Ichabod Crane, so I'm assuming it's just a retelling.
Is it
rather
retelling,
than,
or is it a
it won't be
it's a modernisation.
Yeah, it won't be that the original one happened and then this is 100 odd years later and it's happening again.
Yeah.
It will be just brought up to date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Be alright.
It'll be alright.
I'll be there to hold your hand, it'll be fine.
I won't be. The Spindles will be there to hold your hand.
That's not my hand. Stop touching it.
And then the final of the big five studios is NBC. And they have the other J.J. Abrams show, which is Believe.
Mm.
So this fits into his fringe type of thoughts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All sort of... You gonna sneeze? No, you're right?
Almost.
You sure? Good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know much about this one off the top of my head. What's the premise?
Premise is... this orphan girl had these gifts, and now she's being sought by various different parties, and this one guy's got to keep her safe. So, yeah, but it includes things like telekinesis and telepathy and all the fringe experiments we saw in Fringe, basically.
Yeah.
But put into a different format, which is kind of cool.
So kind of Fringe meets X-Files.
I think it's...
A little bit.
Yes and no. I don't think it's going to be quite as...
Elements.
Lab-based as Fringe or X-Files. I don't think there'll be quite the level of canon that both X-Files and Fringe had. I think it is just about her rather than about a big wider thing. But it's Abrams, so you never know.
It could go anywhere.
It could go anywhere, and there's going to be a fucking MacGuffin at the centre of it at some point.
Squidgy and Red.
Squidgy and Red MacGuffin. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Pardon me. Yeah. And then these guys are also doing the remake of Ironside.
Yeah, I think I might give that a miss.
Yeah.
I will watch the first episode, see what they do with it, and if I like it, I'll keep watching it. If I'm disgusted by what they've done to Raymond Burr's classic, I will probably have a bit of a rage quit table flip, and I'll probably have a bit of a vent about it on the show.
Fair.
Because both the pieces of work that Raymond Burr did, the two iconic characters he played Ironside and he played Perry Mason. And he was fantastic in both of them. And they were awesome shows. But they are at least sticking to the fact that his spine was damaged from a gunshot wound for the Ironside character. So I just don't think it'll have the same impact that the original show did, because I don't think there's as many taboos for them to break with this.
Indeed.
In terms of how they cast the original show and some of the principal actors. But they had the black guy as one of the main leads, which was just huge
and the
for that
main
time.
Lead was a woman.
Was a woman, yeah. Which was massive for the time.
Was.
So we'll see. They've got enough shows out there that some of them are going to succeed. So this one bombs, it bombs. But hey, who knows? If that fails, they've got Dracula on that side as well.
That's Dracula, yeah. We haven't spoken about that yet. Yeah, because that's Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, isn't it?
Yeah, from the Tudors. Yeah.
Could be quite interesting. Or it could be rubbish like the rest of the vampire.
We'll have to wait and see.
We'll just have to see.
Hang on, how did this get past me? Is this a... There's a show called Crossbones coming out, which is a pirate show.
Oh,
Awesome.
Telling the stories of Edward Teach,
Oh.
a.k.a. Blackbeard,
Awesome.
played by John Malkovich.
Wow.
Okay. That's going to be pretty interesting.
How has that not been on my radar before now? That's insane.
I can understand how that works. He's a bit of a nut job. He's not. He's not a broad.
He's not a kind of
guy.
big jolly Blackbeard type.
Yeah. But hey,
If anyone could do it, John Malkovich could do it.
Yeah, maybe he's eaten lots of pies.
Maybe.
Man, that's brilliant. Don't know how I missed that. So yeah, those are the new shows.
Cool. And then
There's loads
Yeah.
more new shows. We haven't gone into all of them because some of them are reality TV shows which I just don't give a shit about, and a lot of them are comedies which are going to follow the same
They're
standard
just gonna
format.
slot into different.
Yeah. So, and there's a few which I've just spotted on the scan through now which we haven't spoken about, but I'll put them all in the show notes. I'll probably do some write-ups at some point about them as well.
But anything new from HBO?
HBO?
Yeah.
That's
Because I've not heard anything exciting.
a good question. Let's have a look.
That's why.
Because Dexter's wrapping up.
Yeah, so they're going to have something to replace, haven't they?
that's going to be gone really soon. isn't
Well,
it?
yeah, it's the last couple of episodes now. Is Breaking Bad HBO?
And isn't True Blood on its
True
final
Blood
season?
is.
I don't think it's on its final season. That's
No, it's just saying
that's just wrapped up.
Yeah,
there
wrapped
will,
up
there will be
the,
another
end
season. Yeah, they've just had the season finale.
That's
I've only watched one episode of this season.
Oh, we've only seen the first one.
Yeah.
I've seen
far.
lots of people flipping out about it though.
Yes.
But it hasn't been quite as... Not as much as season 5.
No.
The last season I saw lots of stuff on Facebook about it, and like the people I would usually expect to be talking about True Blood and Estasis haven't been.
That's very true.
So I just don't know whether it's just run out of steam.
Well, it
Doesn't seem to be anything.
Still going.
of-
I know Deborah Ann Wall's still chucking it out there.
doesn't seem to be anything vaguely
New or
interesting
exciting.
on HBO.
Oh. Well, maybe in the next few weeks, perhaps.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, HBO tends to do the kind of the summer shows rather than
Yeah,
the kind of fall shows, because that's Game of Thrones and True Blood and everything. They all run over summer, and Dexter. So it'll be kind of February, March time. We'll be hearing about stuff for HBO over summer. Burn Notice is finishing as well. It's got a couple of episodes left, and then Burn Notice is done.
Sure.
For good.
So there's a lot. Yeah. There's a load of stuff wrapping up at the moment. So yeah, be interesting. see what they get replaced with next summer, because there hasn't been much new stuff in the summer season. Because I used to watch tons of stuff, because that was always when Warehouse 13 and Eureka and everything was always on over the summer. Yeah. Sanctuary and all that sort of stuff. But then now all we've got is so all I've had is Burn Notice, Dexter, True Blood, and so out of that, 2 of them are going this year. So it'd be interesting to see whether we get anything to replace them all next year. But then, as well as premieres, you've got returning shows. We've got Sons of Anarchy coming back, which looks awesome. Yeah.
How Much You Want Us coming back with an hour-long special. Castle is back. Looking forward to that one. Elementary is back, and after being initially reticent, I am massively looking forward to that series because it was great.
All the usual crime procedurals are back, but NCIS apparently Ziva's leaving, so she's being written out first episode.
Really?
Oh, okay. Right. That's going to be an interesting watch of how they write her out.
I think she's due to cark it.
Really?
Yeah.
Or she just could go, right, you're coming back to...
Well, all her family are dead. She hasn't got anyone left.
No, but...
Because Harry got killed in, season 3 or 2.
But where's she from? She's not NCIS.
She was Mossad, but now But over the last couple of seasons, she got a US citizenship and became a full-fledged NCIS officer.
Yeah, but she could well be...
Well, because the Mossad guy was her dad and he's now dead.
We'll see.
So, yeah, it'd be interesting.
Dead, Dave.
They are indeed all dead, Dave.
Dead, Dave, they all are.
There will likely be more of that at some point soon as well.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, there has to be, because Robert Llewellyn was filming stuff as Crichton for Geek Week, so there's got to be something going on.
Yeah. Arrow is back.
Arrow, okay. Really interesting. We've got Terrell Rothery coming into Arrow this season.
We've got The Flash in there. The Flash is going to appear in Arrow before he spins off to his own series.
There's some interesting stuff going on with Arrow this year.
They've cast Black Canary as well. I think it's Laurel's sister didn't die in the shipwreck.
Oh, right,
so she's come back as Black Canary, apparently. I'd prefer to see Laurel Lance's Black Canary, but they're going to veer off a little bit, but never mind, let them do it.
I kind of got the Laurel bit to start with and then went, no, do you know what? Because they've gone there and gone, no, we can't do this relationship thing and stuff like that. And the whole storyline of Arrow, or Green Arrow and Black Canary, is they do actually end up having a long-term on-off kind of relationship. And to me, within the continuum of Arrow, it would have been good to have an independent person, not Laurel or her sister. Somebody different.
I think you can't move too far away from the source.
You can't, no.
That would be my only complaint. Take it out of the family entirely, then it's just wrong. But yeah, they're just going for the other sister. Fair enough. I think.
Threesome.
I do like the Canary references in Arrow, though. I like the place that Laurel works for, being the CNRA.
Yeah.
That's very cool. What else have we got coming back? Criminal Minds. I'm just looking through here, and something fills me with hope just watching this. Because I have the clashes in front of me. The originals, the Vampire Diaries spin-off, goes head-to-head with Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, there we go.
So hopefully that show gets fucking buried.
No win.
That's not going to win. But Criminal Minds, did you see Mandy Patinkin talking about that the other day?
No,
it was like the worst mistake he ever made in his life was doing that.
Doing that show?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he basically said, he got into it, he thought it was going to be something else, and he basically said, it was too violent, it was all about, different ways of raping and murdering women every week, and just didn't, he thought it's the worst thing he's ever done.
Fair enough.
Yeah, interesting. But now, because of course we've got Homeland coming back as well.
Yeah.
Season 3 of Homeland. Which should be interesting, because that, as far as I can tell, for what they're doing with that, is they're taking it away from Brody, so Brody's not going to be in it quite as much, and the story's going to focus more on the Claire Danes and Mandy Patinkin characters.
Ah, cool.
That'll be quite interesting. I think what else we got coming back?
Well, The Mentalist
Well, yes, which I'm massively looking forward to seeing how that plays out in the last season.
Yeah, it's got to be its final season, I think.
I've not heard anything about whether it is or not, but it was game changing at the end of the last season.
The cliffhanger from the last season suggests that they can't really stretch it on past this season, which is a shame because I fucking love that show.
Yeah, it is great. It'll be nice to see it come to a.
I had no idea that these were so late in the day in the States. I mean, The Mentalist is post 10 o'clock, so is Castle, so is Elementary. I suppose they have the comedy in the first half of the evening, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Revolution's back.
See, I've not seen season 1 of that, but that's on Netflix, I think, so I'm going to try and catch up with that.
I watched the first 6 episodes of that season. It just didn't seem to go anywhere.
No?
It doesn't seem to move quickly.
Because that's the Eric Kripke one, isn't it?
No, it's J.J. Abrams and John Favreau.
What's the one I'm thinking of? Because there was a new Eric Kripke one.
It could be Eric. I think he could be in there as well. There was a lot of big names. I know it's mostly touted as being an Abrams vehicle.
Right.
Wonderful premise, and the trailers for it were great, and I really wanted to watch it, but the story just dragged, and the acting just wasn't good enough.
Right.
It didn't really sell the whole future apocalypse thing,
right.
And the world didn't seem built well enough either.
Fair enough.
So, but that's up against Arrow on Wednesdays. All these days and times, incidentally, are American, so
yes,
it's the following day at whatever time you want to stream it for UK audiences. Although Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming to Channel 4.
Channel 4, but when is it screening the day after, or
I think it's going to...
Week later,
I think, isn't it?
It won't be too long after the original, I don't think. So I would say probably a week or so, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I probably won't wait that long.
No. Oh, God, no, it's not a chance.
So we need Netflix to step in and buy it and put it on next day like they're doing with Breaking Bad at the moment.
That would be awesome.
That would be a very awesome win.
I like that. Netflix should do more of that. In fact, they should do all these shows that we've listed so far. Netflix, buy those.
Well, I still hold to the idea that I had a few episodes ago where, like, regional releases don't make any sense in an online world anymore. They just don't. No. And I would quite happily pay to watch these shows online if I could get a reliable stream and decent quality.
Yeah.
I don't stream them because I don't want to pay for them. I stream them because I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's why I stream them. I'd happily pay for them. And I'd happily take some sort of payment as a deposit against a DVD box set or something, and then pay the rest when it comes out, you know. Because I just want it now. I just don't want to wait. Yeah. And why should we? There's no sense to it.
The whole world's like fucking Twittering and Facebooking and social media about all these shows, and it's like
it segregates the online community because the Americans all go, well, wasn't that an amazing episode? And the UK's like, shh, don't talk, no, not allowed. And it kind of segregates that online community that we've got now, because there is a massive online community of people with it for each show,
multinationally.
Yeah,
and they must know that people stream these shows.
Yeah, I imagine they do.
So why? But it's the same with the music industry. You know, rather than trying to find ways of monetizing people's activities, they try to stop it and force people to go down archaic and out-of-date channels because they don't want to change.
Because they can't be asked.
Yeah.
Coming up with a new business model.
We've always done it this way, so fuck you, we're going to carry on.
Oh, there are better ways of doing it. I mean, my dissertation was writing an entire new business model for the record labels. And I could adapt that quite easily for the film and TV industries as well. But they just... Because even sort of like regional advertising makes no sense anymore either. Like having something released in the States so you can sell adverts for American products to American audiences, and then having it in the UK months later and then reselling the advertising, you can do it at the same time, because Raw, WWE Raw, that broadcasts worldwide at the same time, and its adverts are still tailored to regions.
Yeah.
You know, there's if the networks would just scrap the whole regional boundaries thing, they could maximise their advertising revenue
Absolutely.
so much more.
Because they just sell it in different states or different regions.
Yes.
Yeah, but you just look at the economies of scale of the whole thing as well. Thinking, well, before we were trying to pitch to advertisers for an audience of, like,
However
of this
many watch
country.
that channel.
Yeah, in this country. Now we can do it for how many people watch it in the world. But these people, these industries, the creative media industries are creative from the content creators side of it. The people who actually make the shows or make the music or shoot the films, they're the people thinking creatively. The people upstairs who hold the purse strings and finance it, they don't. And they're completely inflexible, and it's just about time now that in a digital age we should move on past traditional distribution.
Yeah, absolutely.
/rant. Right.
I'll put away the soapbox now.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so key dates in September to watch out for. September the 10th is the Sons of Anarchy return. And there's actually not much in that first couple of weeks. September 24th is Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is just going to be amazing. How I Met Your Mother returns on the 23rd. I'm looking forward to that last season. After tapping out halfway through the last season, I was bored. Elementary's on the 26th of September. Big Bang Theory comes back with an hour special on the 26th as well. Simpsons returns on the 29th.
Really?
So does Family Guy and American Dad and The Mentalist. That's the big day. And Homeland. Homeland's back on that day as well. Vampire Diaries, no one cares.
Is that still going?
Arrow's back on the 9th of October.
Cool.
Supernatural's back on the 8th. Walking Dead returns on the 13th of October.
Awesome. That's a nice way to celebrate my exams finishing.
That's going to be fucking epic as well. Almost Human is on the 4th of November. So quite a way to go for that.
It is.
That's this is probably getting into the shorter seasons.
Yeah. Which I'm sure at some point someone's going to come out and blame the short season requirement on internet piracy. They're going to come out and say we have to do short seasons now because we don't have the money to do long seasons because you pirate on the internet. It's bullshit. We all know it's bullshit.
I'm much more in favour of the shorter run, longer episodes.
Yeah.
In the same way as Dexter, Game of Thrones, all that. They're hour-long, 12 episodes per season. That's much better. 12 or 10.
Yeah, like all the Netflix content as well.
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, Arrested Development, they're all short seasons. Yeah. So I'm going to put the link to this calendar in the show notes. Mm-hmm. Because I'm sure people are interested in more than the shows that we just talk about.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
I'm sure we must know someone who's interested in Dancing with the Stars.
So what? No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
No.
But if you are interested, that's back on the 16th of September. Nobody cares.
Edited.
Nah, keep it in. We're going to have the one angry Dancing with the Stars fan.
Hate mail.
Oh, we'll take it. You know.
Yeah. Any mail is good mail.
So yeah, there's hope.
Yeah,
I love this time of year.
There's loads of stuff going on.
I love the new shows when they come out.
Very, very exciting times.
But the ones that caught my eye, other than S.H.I.E.L.D., which you said is a gimme already, is Almost Human.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely up for that.
Cool. I think we're about done for this episode.
Cool.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Yeah, just random things. Other than that, it's all fine. Yeah. I'm spent.
Cool.
Have we got any events or anything coming up worth shouting out about?
Oh, we completely didn't talk about Board Gaming Day last week.
Indeed, yes.
Wow, man, we've had some busy times.
Indeed, yeah, the tabletop
Day, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I played a game called Monty's Mortuary. It's a card and tile based zombie game, which was designed by the guys from Worcester Wargamers.
Okay.
They are going to have a Kickstarter starting on the 1st of September to get this into proper production, something out there. It's so much fun. It's got a scalable difficulty, so you can add or remove first aid kits from like your big deck of cards which you all draw, depending on how difficult you want it to be, and you can add other zombies and stuff. But you have to work as a team. So you all move as a team through a tiled maze as you go through to get out. And if you die, you turn.
Right.
Then you start playing as a zombie.
Awesome. That's cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. So I didn't win. No one won. I just survived the longest. I won on terms of zombie kills. I had more zombie kills than anybody else, but I still bit the big one in the end. We all died. But it was fun.
Speaking, we had a day in Thirsty Meeples, the board game cafe.
Last Saturday, wasn't it?
That was on Saturday. Yeah, that was really cool actually. Yeah, they've got tons and tons of games in there. It was brilliant. Everything from really really simple stuff. So there's one. Was it called Timeline? Which is basically a bunch of cards, and they have like an invention or an event throughout history, and what you have to do is you have to put it in the timeline where you think it happened, and then you turn the card over and it's got the date on it. And so you have to be the first one to get rid of all your cards by guessing where they appear in the timeline correctly. And that was quite simple and quite good fun. That was great.
Oh, brilliant.
We played Zombies,
which
was great fun, and they played Junior Carcassonne with Megan and Isabel. They played Big Carcassonne as well. And I played another cooperative one, which was Vanguard, which is the Marvel deck building game.
Oh, wow.
Which was really good fun. It was excellent. I've never played a game like that before, where it's cooperative. You have 3 of you playing, and then you fight against the decks that are in front of you. So you've got an evil mastermind, and then you build kind of their support decks, and so as stuff comes out you have to react to it, and you build your own deck by recruiting heroes out of the available hero pile and stuff. It was really quite cool.
Oh wow.
It was an interesting game, but that's one of the real top end expensive. I think that's like 80 quid for that game. Very expensive board game, but of course with Thirsty Meeples you can pay a couple of quid to go and sit in there, drink coffee and play it.
I have to get down there. I might go down on Thursday. I'm not working Thursday. So
it was great, and it's really nice. It was really busy all day, really busy. So because we hired the table because there were 7 of us, so we hired out the table for the afternoon, and that was really cool.
I had to give it a shot.
Yeah. How much was that for the afternoon
then? Well, we ended up paying, between the 7 of us, it was just over 60 quid for including cover charges and drinks and sandwiches and stuff.
Oh right, okay. Yeah.
So that was between 7 people, so less than a tenner a head.
How long were you
for
there?
5 hours.
5 hours of gaming. Man, that's awesome. We had to go on the show at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, I spoke to the guy who runs it, and he said, yeah, he's totally up for coming on and chatting. Because the other thing that we missed this weekend was the comic book convention thing in Oxford, Caption. Because I was talking to the guy who runs that, and we're seeing about whether we could hook up or anything, but we just couldn't make it work this weekend. So I've chatted with him since, and he says he's up for coming on the show and chatting, so that's all good.
That'd be rad.
So yeah, there's been a load of stuff happening. Yeah. I was trying to think if there's anything.
Is there anything else before we actually finish? Yeah. Anything coming up?
Any upcoming events? So we said about the Serenity Londonian brown coat, so I'll add that to the event diary and stuff.
There's nothing really new that comes to mind or that I can think of.
The only thing I think is I've got a load of gigs coming up. We've got to see Alice in Chains at Alexandra Palace. That's going to be awesome.
It's the Worcester Music Festival this weekend, actually.
That's Bunkfest this weekend in Wallingford as well.
Yeah.
Which somebody told me that the Men That Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing are playing there, but I haven't seen them on the listings anywhere. So they may or may not be playing. Ones we've had on the show before, the steampunk band. Yeah.
I'm going to try and find some new bands at the festival this weekend. So, get them on the show.
Cool. So yeah, I think that's about it.
I think that is actually about it this time.
Yeah.
So there you go. Like every good wrestling match, I had a false finish. Go back. Right.
Sweet.
Okay, well that's it for this show. Thank you very much for listening. I've been Brendan.
I've been Spindles.
And I've been Ady.
And until next time, take care and be excellent to each other.